Welcome to the Tots Cafe show. I'm Angela.
Wait, I wasn't ready, sorry.
Okay.
That was a good one.
Welcome to the Tots Cafe show. I'm Angela.
And I'm Tina. And our sponsor today is the Paradise Perks Espresso and Tea Bar, located in Irvine, California, across the street from the Irvine Valley College.
Before we get into our topic today, Tina's going to do a taste test on the best latte. Hello, we're here at Paradise Perks and Tina's going to be doing a cafe latte test.
Okay, I'll test it. Let's see. Ooh. Okay.
And you can move on to the center.
Number two.
Number two.
All right, here we go. Okay.
And please move on to number three. Yes, Tina does love her lattes, but she doesn't know which one is which here.
The latte. Okay. So would you like me to choose which one I really think?
Please just be honest about your selection.
This one, I think this is it. Real smooth and it goes down pretty darn well. So this is it. Which one did I pick, guys? What did I pick?
Today's topic is on nonviolent parenting.
Our guest today is Jolette Jai. Jolette is a founder of the Quantum Mind Shift Process and Peace of Mind Parenting. She's a passionate mom, writer, motivational speaker who inspires you to break any cycles of shame, blame, manipulation, or any form of physical, mental, or emotional abuse left over from your past. Throughout Jolette's programs, parents develop deep listening, empathy, and loving speech so they can guide their children to learn unconditional ways to express their feelings and needs and to resolve their problems. Jolette works with parents all over the world. She's built a successful business while raising her toddler. Let's welcome Jolette Jai. Well, thank you, Jolette, for being on our show today. Our first question for you is, what is nonviolent parenting? And what do you consider violent parenting?
Yeah, it's such a great question. So, first of all, nonviolent parenting, when I first heard that word, and I think that word brings up a lot for people, we hear violence and we think, oh my God, I'm not hitting my kid, or I'm not, maybe you are, but... So I just want to address that happens, that when we hear that word nonviolent, all of a sudden in our minds we have such a strong picture of violence in our society. Nonviolence means anything that harms the body, mind, or spirit of a child or another living being. So it's very broad. You could see even a harsh word. It really has to do with whether you're following a dominant paradigm, which is more of a control over a child, versus a nonviolent paradigm, which is more about having a relationship with your child.
A lot of us parents, we just want our kids to cooperate, right? So there's a question that came in is, how can you just get your child to cooperate with you? Is there a magic trick?
I get that a lot. When really a lot of it is about connection. And once you can find that point of connection with a child, then you are, then cooperation naturally flows from there.
Yeah, I've noticed that about my little one too.
Yeah. So it's actually pretty simple, but we forget it because we're rushing around in our days and we want our kids to do so much. And, and by basically just taking a couple minutes, connecting with them, finding out what they're feeling, what they're needing, what's going on, and then connection.
Right?
We all want our children to be kind, well-behaved, smart, affectionate, compassionate, loving, and confident. Yet what can we do when they're not?
When I think of this question, a lot of us as parents are not all those things all the time.
That's good.
It's unrealistic to expect them all the time to be kind or all the time to be compassionate. And really, my question is, are you all the time compassionate? Or are you kind all the time? I know I'm not. And I know I'm learning and I know I'm growing. And I think in those learning moments is where the true, richness lies.
My 4-year-old son has a tendency not to listen the first time that I ask him to do something, such as pick up his toys. I I know children should not be expected to learn things the first time, but lately I've been counting the number of times, and I ask him to do something, and sometimes it can be up to 6 times before he actually acknowledges what I have said and does it. How can I get him to listen more effectively?
So we really want to look at where the child is at in the day, and I understand that this person wants their child to listen more. But maybe the child, we do something called mapping. So we map where the child is at. So is the child hungry? Have they eaten? Do they need to sleep? Did they not take a nap that day? Have they been away from the parents? Have they been with one parent, maybe more than the other? There's a lot of different factors that go into this listening. So I'm wondering, I don't think we have the whole story on this child, and she's asking the question. So is there something she can do in this moment? 2 things. You can definitely connect with your child and find out what your child is feeling and what they may be needing in that moment, and really get in your child's world.
Our next viewer asks, children need to have structure and learn discipline. Isn't that the only way to do that? To be authoritarian?
Ooh.
I guess their child doesn't listen.
Yeah.
Maybe the parent doesn't listen.
Maybe not.
No, it's not the only way. You don't need to be authoritarian. We actually teach setting limits with peacefully. Setting limits peacefully. Setting limits that peacefully stick. And it really is about, I believe very much in structure. I believe very much in limits. And it's really important. So we teach being direct with the child versus being dominant with them. So when you're direct and you're authentic and you provide them all the information that they need for this limit, then chances are that depending on where the child is at, that you have more of a cooperation going on.
So could you give us an example of what a structure in that kind of scenario would look like? And being direct, what is that? Because it can be, it can be taken different ways.
Yes. Well, we come from connection always. So when you were saying, actually get down to your child's level, so coming up with a limit that works, and knowing what the limit is. Let's just say crossing the street. Okay? So getting down to your child's level, and we're going to cross the street now, and within the limit, you need to hold something on me. You need to either hold my hands, or hold my skirt, or hold my pants, whatever.
Okay.
But you need to hold something. That's the limit. It doesn't stop. It doesn't change. That's the limit.
Right.
Now they have some choices within the limit.
So it's like for the safety of the children is the limit, right?
In that limit, yes.
Okay.
With that particular example, yeah.
All right.
But I also want to say too, safety is first, and peaceful parenting is wonderful, and all the tools we teach are wonderful. But if there's a safety scenario and you need to get your child out of the street, go ahead and scream if you're going to scream. Whatever instinct happens for you.
Right, okay.
We can always deal with what feelings happen afterwards with the child.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Good, that's
So
good news for me.
From
the street! Stop these!
Whatever you need to do to get your child. Yeah. So setting limits is very much about you providing the environment, helping them, guiding them to the limit, and then offering some examples, offering some choices.
Thank you, Jolette, for being a guest on our show. We really appreciate all the information you've provided. It's going to make such a big difference in our children's lives.
You're so welcome, Angela.
Well, thank you, viewers, for sending in your questions for Jolette. You can find Jolette's information on her website, www.jolettejai.com. Also, email her. She's at Jolette@jolettejai.com.